Hey everybody, Dan and Dave here. Today we are going to talk about hit stationary objects. So, Dan, we got some clips of videos. They're pretty entertaining.
Yeah, this is a guy that's backing up right now. I don't know how he got in that situation to begin with, but he's obviously making a bad situation a lot worse.
I mean, he's ripping that trailer apart on that part of it. So, I don't know how he got himself there, whether it was the backing or whether he just cut the corner too short.
Yeah. Just main thing is, listen, you're in a situation, don't make a bad thing worse.
Right. I mean, what's he going to do when, that the trailer's gone? What's he going to do driving back to his terminal?
He's not going.
Right. Okay. So we go to another backing. This is Joey, and we were basically filming this one just to show, kind of what not to do. You never see him looking in the left-hand mirror.
Right. Yeah. You gotta check out both mirrors all the time. You just don't know what's in that passenger side.
Right. Because once it starts showing, you're going to have a truck come into view here. And, if he's not looking out that right mirror, he's not going to see any of that.
Yeah, we've seen lots of front fenders tore up because of this exact reason right here. So you just got to watch both mirrors all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of to the extreme, but we kind of did that on purpose.
Right.
Just to show what happens whenever you don't get out and look, or whether you're checking that right-hand mirror.
That's right. Here he is doing what he's supposed to do here. Now he's going to be looking back and forth, both mirrors, checking them just like you should. And this is how you avoid an accident.
Right. I mean, this is the perfect way of backing. Backing to your driver's side and checking both mirrors. He's not going to miss anything while he's doing it.
Right.
All right, so we move on to the next one, and the next one is basically hitting objects on our lot. Such as telephone poles, light poles, even these yellow poles around the light pole.
Yeah, that's what happens. Some guys forget that they got a trailer on the back, believe it or not, and you're turning corners too tight. You just have to really pay attention to where you're at, what equipment you've got with you at the time, and don't turn too tight.
Right. So, I mean, what's the mistake? That was kind of the point of this video. What's the mistake that this guy made right off the bat?
He's just obviously not paying attention. He's turning too close.
Right.
Turning too sharp.
Turning too soon.
That's right.
Not giving enough space around there.
Right.
And, so speaking of stationary objects, I mean, do we consider, ditches a stationary object?
Yeah, I mean it's not moving.
It's not really something that I've ever really considered a stationary object. But, I mean, obviously some drivers that work for certain companies, that's a stationary object.
That's right. And somehow they end up in those situations all the time.
This guy here, I mean, what point do you actually get out and look that there's a freaking tree right in the way?
Yeah. I mean, and he just keeps on going like that another day.
Right. So, at least that guy knows he's driving, that
Right.
he's carrying a 53-footer, right?
Right.
Well, with us, there's sometimes we got doubles and sometimes we got 53s.
Yep.
So what's the difference?
They're going to track differently. Your doubles, those trailers are going to follow each other around the corner. Your 53-footer, it's just going to track a lot differently. You're going to have to swing wider.
Right. And, which leads right into tail swing.
That's absolutely right.
So, not only do you have to swing wide, but when you do, you have to know that there's going to be tail swing on the other side.
You've always got to be paying attention to that. Just keep that in mind before you make any turn. And what do we always say? If you're in doubt, get out and take a look.
Which obviously none of these people do, which I've never really seen a tail swing clip a vehicle, which was surprising whenever I got these videos. I've really never seen taking a car with you.
Yeah, and I mean, just, it's like they just go on about their day, too. I mean, this is just crazy.
That guy right there, he could care less as long as he's going to make that corner.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so, one other thing we want to talk about hitting stationary is exactly that right there, Scott's Law. When we're out on the road, what's the first thing you do when you see emergency lights?
Listen, emergency lights, you're getting over. Slowing down and getting over. Anybody on the shoulder, you're going to slow your speed down and get over to the next lane as soon as possible.
Right. I mean, these guys got a dangerous enough job the way it is, and they're out in the middle of all this, and you see all these close calls that they have. It's a very easy thing for us to move over in the other.
Yeah, there's only really one explanation for these accidents, and that's just people have to be distracted going down the road.
I agree. Being distracted, I think that's the main reason that we hit stationary objects. All right, everybody. Hit stationary objects. Be safe out there.